Hi Divine Feminines, welcome to my channel. My name is Amelia. So a couple of things before we begin. I'm going to pass on channeled messages from your Divine Masculines and also from Spirit, messages that Spirit wants you to know right now. Things that it would be helpful for you to understand on your journey, on your path, dealing with your Divine Masculine. If you want to skip this and go straight to the tarot reading, I'll put a timestamp in the description box. The first part of the Facebook Facebook reading I mentioned doing recently in a video is up. It's about it's questions that I've taken from Divine Feminines in the group, questions they have about their Divine Masculine, so answering it from the Divine Masculine's point of view. For example, why do they stay with a karmic partner even though they want to leave? What are their concerns about their children and how is that impacting them moving forward? How do their children feel about the situation? How is religion or social expectations affecting their moves at this time? How close are they to communication? That sort of thing. So if you're in the group, that's up. If you want to join the group, the link is below. Please do remember to answer the question though. Okay, so let me start with the channeled messages. I have a couple of quite general ones. The first message that came through, I didn't want to pass it on. I didn't want to take it because it was very, very general. And I wanted it to be more specific. But when I requested a more specific, concrete message, I just got the image even stronger. So the image was just of a rainbow, and that's it. So I don't know if a rainbow has significance to any of you. It was a visual image, and like I said, when I pushed for more, this rainbow just came closer to me and it just became bigger and brighter as if someone was shouting, so that was the only message that came through with the rainbow. The second message, it was something I felt. There was a horrible pain. It felt like it was going from my head around where the third eye area is to my throat, a pain or a blockage. And usually I feel that these are mainly emotional blockages, and they can obviously manifest if they're not dealt with as colds, sore throats, headaches, that sort of thing. But I do wonder in this case if somebody, your Divine Masculine, has a medical condition going on with their throat or something. Maybe it's not an ongoing condition, but something medical that's happening right now to do with a throat or a head. Okay, and those were really the only messages from the Divine Masculines that came through. So some of them could be having an awakening in terms of how they're seeing things, and that certainly rings true. But others of them could also be finding it difficult to now communicate what they're realizing, to speak their truth, to present themselves in their new authenticity. So let me pass on the message from Spirit. Okay, so what your Divine Masculines are going through now, many of them, is a feeling of confusion. So they're wondering, how did the roles reverse? So at one point you may have felt that it was you, Divine Feminines, who found it impossible to know how to communicate with your Divine Masculines. Maybe you felt that every time you tried, no matter what you said, no matter what your approach was, things ended up blowing up, or you weren't received in the way that you meant, or things, there was a miscommunication, something like that. And it seemed that at one point the choice of how to move forward, whether to move forward, was entirely your Divine Masculine's decision. Many of them now feel that the ball is in your court. It's up to you whether you want to hear them out, whether you decide to move forward with them. And there's a sense of surprise that, things have switched. And they weren't aware that things were switching. It's like they were asleep and they've woken up and everything has changed. Okay, so it's taking them time to get used to this realization, and the fact that they were running and that they treated you unfairly. Many of them don't even realize, or didn't until this point, that the way they were behaving was horrible, that it wasn't fair, it wasn't just. And now it's shocking to them to realize that actually they have something to apologize for. It's like, imagine Divine Feminines, you've been watching these videos on YouTube. They tell you that your Divine Masculine needs to communicate, that your Divine Masculine needs to apologize. They need to change, they need to reach out. And imagine one day you realize that actually That's not the case. It's you. You're the one that's been running. You need to reach out. You need to apologize. It's, you know, it's the same kind of shock of realization that your divine masculines are feeling. And some of you might think that's ridiculous. You know, they were so cruel. How could they not know? I'll come to that in a minute. So in terms of the range of emotions that they're going through, just to list off a few: shock, confusion, acceptance, coming to accept the changes, this realization, regret, sadness, fear, anxiety and impatience to fix the situation now they're aware of what's going on, a sense of loss, because, you know, that maybe they have lost you, and it's not just that, you know, it's not just that you've fallen out. Maybe you really have walked away and they really now understand the risk and the seriousness that they have to try and win you back. Determination to get you back, and at the same time worry that it's too late. So I feel an absolute determination that your divine masculines are going to try no matter what, but they do have this fear, and they're not taking it for granted that they will be successful, or that you will take them back. And I don't think many of them have felt this fear before. In fact, I think it's possible that they're used to people sort of fawning over them or coming back when they snap their fingers. Or they've never cared about anyone enough to try when that person has walked away. Okay, so going back to how some of them just didn't realise that they were being completely awful to you. So if they were invested in somebody else while you were trying to speak to them, trying to understand this connection, and it felt like you were chasing them, well, that's the reason why. They may have been looking at this other person and believing that that was the person for them. That was the person that they were running after. Now they realise that person of them is you. And the reason they were so invested in this other person is because that person was helping them to learn a lesson, probably helping them to see things from your point of view. So their connection to that person has changed. They might even find themselves angry at the thought of this person, you know, going through real spiritual shifts in terms of that connection. They might kind of feel physically sick, annoyed when they see anything or think of anything that reminds them of this person. So everything is changing for the divine masculine now in terms of his or her relationships and perceptions of the relationships and the people around them. So definitely a big time of change. Now, in terms of the 3D, it might seem like your divine masculines are carrying on, their career is going well, and it might be. It might seem that nothing is really changing, but a lot is changing internally, and that's soon going to be reflected, if it hasn't already, in their 3D reality. And many of you will be receiving communication, but your divine masculine isn't going to rush. I feel that it's, you know, you'll probably get communication within the next couple of months at the most. But, you know, how can they rush when they know that even if they put everything together in the best way that they can, you might still say it's too late, you know? So they're just not going to risk it. They're not going to rush. Okay, so let's get to the tarot reading and see if there are other messages that your divine masculines would like for you to know. Okay. Divine masculines, what messages would you like to pass on to your divine feminines, please? Spirit, please pass on the highest and best messages for my divine feminines. Okay, so if your divine masculines, your 3D divine masculines that were standing in front of you now, what would they want to say to you? Okay, and we have one that fell out. Let me just check if there are any more that fell on the floor. Nope. Okay, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. So do you see, if they had other options, if they were behaving in a way that wasn't okay, that hurt you, they've stopped doing that. They want to disassociate themselves with that behavior. The Ace of Discs, the Ace of Pentacles, wanting to have this new opportunity with you, but wanting to come forward with something that is solid. I mean, look at the size. Oh, if I can get off the table. Look at the size of this pentacle, of this disc. It's humongous. This is what they want to come back to you with. Something that is so big, enticing, serious, something that shows how serious they are, that you can't say no, or at least it gives them the best chance of you saying yes, giving them another chance. I think at the moment, you know, what they want is an opportunity to rebuild slowly with you, to just be in connection, to go however slowly you want. You know, it's just the chance, the opportunity. There's a sense as well, because I'm feeling it now. No matter whatever, you know, when they think of you, it doesn't matter what they're doing or what mood they're in. It feels as though well, they can very easily be brought to tears. That kind of really emotional feeling of regret and of fear that they have lost you, it's always there. It's just below the surface. Okay. The Ace of Swords, exactly. Look at this. This is just what I was saying. This is the message that came through very clearly. They want a new beginning with you, but they want it to be stable. They want it to be solid. They don't just want to talk about feelings or to show you passion. They're ready now to give you everything, and they want to communicate this to you. They're clear in thoughts. They're clear in knowing what they want, and they want to tell you the truth. They want to let you know this. But the thing is, like I said, they're not going to be rushed. The Chariot is in reverse. The Chariot reverse also talks about lacking confidence in terms of being successful. So they're not going to drive forward without planning, without thinking, and they do worry that they're not going to be successful anyway. We have earth energy here, air energy, water, and with the Chariot we have Cancer. Okay, so this is Temperance. It says art in this card. So maybe for some of you, art or creative processes or pursuits are particularly important, but this is healing. This is being healed by the divine, by their archangels, trying as well to balance themselves, to balance out the passion they have, the fear they have, the confusion, the regret, to balance all of it, you know, to come up with this way of approaching you that's going to heal this past behavior, going to heal the rift between you, that's going to maybe, you know, they want you to see that they are serious, that they understand. They can see how, you know, where they went wrong, why you're upset with them, how they hurt you. They don't want to come back and think, they don't want you to think that they've come back and they're just, you know, saying the things they said before, that they're going to behave in the same way. But that's the thing, how can they show you, apart from over time, that it is different now? Because many of them said these things to you before. You know, they talked about maybe a commitment or an offer and it never came through. So it's almost, what's that thing, the boy who cried wolf? You know, they've said these words so many times before. Okay, yeah, we have the Empress. See, exactly. You are their Empress and they want to have a new beginning with you. If there was anyone else around before, that person, you know, they're not interested in that person now. They've learned the lesson they needed to learn. And their relationship with that person, I don't want to sound cold, but essentially it was divinely orchestrated so that they could learn something that would benefit their connection with you. So this is why this disc, this pentacle, is so sizable. It's so impressive, because you're the Empress. You know, she is all four queens combined. She deserves something substantial, something impressive. We have Knight of Cups. So in this deck, this is equivalent to the King of Cups. So this is, it can be a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but it's come out underneath, excuse me, underneath the Ace of Swords. The truth, the realization, the clarity, that your divine masculine has come to is the fact that they are in love with you. We have a crab in the glass, so again, we have Cancer energy quite strong. You might be a Cancer, you might be dealing with Cancer. But otherwise, the energy is of someone who feels a lot, but they protect these vulnerable emotions. This isn't someone who has spoken their feelings to you yet. They might not even have expressed them, but it is coming. And the Ten of Wands, so oppression, so some kind of burden needs to be released. It is being released. The burden is the fact that they have a lot of fear. Like I said, they're trying to balance this out with temperance. The divine is helping them with this, but they feel very weighed down by the fact that they've made a lot of mistakes. You might not want them back. You can see this guy is in prison, so some of you might be dealing with a divine masculine who is in prison. And that might be preventing them from coming towards you or offering things to you in the way that they would like. If it's not that, they feel imprisoned because of their behavior. They feel that they've done something wrong, and you won't want them back, that they won't be successful. When the Chariot is upright, usually, if we think of the Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's the guy in the Chariot, and he's standing very tall, his head is held up. He looks very impressive and determined and proud. You can see how this guy's head is bent. You know, his shoulders are hunched over. He doesn't look proud. And he also looks like he's really carrying a burden here. Okay, so the message seems to have come through in the cards, you know, the same message that I relayed to you at the start. So that's definitely very important energy right now. And on the back, we have the Lovers. So your divine masculines are awakened to the intensity of this connection, that you're a twin flame, a soulmate. Even if they don't think in terms of twin flames and soulmates, that's, you know, they can feel the strength of this connection. They might have a choice to make. I really feel that the strongest choice at the moment they have is how to come towards you. You could be a Gemini, they could be a Gemini. Yeah, I mean, this is very clear, isn't it? So there was dodgy behavior in the past, to say the least. That's in reverse. They want to heal this. They are being healed from this. They want to come towards you with a massive, gigantic, fantastic offer because they see you as the Empress. You know, not only do you deserve this, but it's something they want to do. They want to give this to you. They want to be this stable for you. They've come to clarity, to the realization that they love you. I'm glad we have, you know, effectively the King of Cups here. So it's masculine energy. Not to say that your divine masculine is a man. We all have masculine and feminine energy. But our masculine energy is what makes us take action. So like I said, despite their fear, despite their worry, they are determined to take action. And we do see here that they do worry about being successful. They worry whether you're interested, whether you'll take them back. And that, you know, it is a burden for them. But after the Ten of Wands, we go back to the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is passionate. Well, it's an opportunity to be passionate, to move forward, to take action. Wands is about action. So this is all very good. Now, Divine Feminines, whether or not you feel like the Empress, this is how you're being seen, as somebody who is has very good boundaries. You can take care of yourself, you can take care of others, you're nurturing, you can nurture people, you can nurture projects through to success. You're very beautiful internally, externally. You're wise, dynamic, you can manifest, you can create. You're also stable, grounded, you know, everything. As I said, the Empress has all of the qualities of the four queens in tarot combined. Okay, so I will leave it there, Divine Feminines. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my details are below. If you would like to join the Facebook group and watch the video I mentioned at the start, the link's below. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is also below. Take care, thank you for watching, and I will see you again on Friday, and we'll look at what's hidden from you in this connection. So what might be going on that you're not aware of in terms of the 3D, but also spiritually, energetically. What shifts are happening within this connection and what energy is coming towards you. Okay, take care, and I will speak to you then. Bye.